Hey, I'm Bing from Wonder Bing Travel, and it's my passion to equip and inspire women to experience wonder through purposeful solo travel, especially road tripping. So most of the time here, I share practical things like safety and mindset and how to get started in gear and what it actually takes to travel alone well. But this video is a little different. What you're about to see was a real day on the road for me, not as a travel vlog, but more like an example of what solo road tripping actually looks like when you're living it and what it feels like. It's not about the itinerary or highlight reel. It's really just the experience. And then I think what comes through is why this way of traveling matters so much to me. And just so you know, if watching this video brings up questions for you about how you might be able to do this for yourself, then I think you would find my Going Solo Quick Start Guide something really valuable to you. So it's linked here and also below. No pressure, just something that you can have in your back pocket as you watch and think about it. And as always, Lexi the Golden, you'll find, is along for the ride.
This proved to be one of the best days ever. Hope you enjoy it.
Another beautiful morning in Tibi, but this is the one where we leave. And this is the girl who doesn't want to go. The thing about dogs is that they live in the moment so much, but she doesn't know what all she has to look forward to. So it's going to be all a great surprise to her. For those of you who may know me even a little bit, you probably realize that taking a drive down a road I've never been on before is about as good as it gets for me. So that is my entire day. We are on dirt roads driving west towards Cody, Wyoming, although we're not going that far, across the top of the Bighorn Range. So I'm super excited. We have several stops to make today. I don't know if we'll get to all of them. And then finally, hopefully, to a campground that I did find online that looks pretty great, and I really hope that there is space for us. Well, we left about 2 minutes ago, and so we're just gonna have to be patient today. Yep. Oh, look at that. Like the parting of the Red Sea. Hi, friends. Mama? It's a good day to be a cow. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Oh, you're just little. You're just little. Okay, this road, holy moly, has been full of wonder, and also a lot of 4x4s coming through right now. There are occasional signs with information, and it's just, you feel like you're out here, and you are, in the wilderness. Read a little bit about how the mail pouch, stagecoach type mail delivery system used this road, and these guys back in the mid 1800s, before the railroad came in, this was how they moved mail. I can't imagine, especially in any other months than June, July, and August. And while this road is pretty rough, I can't imagine what it was like in the 1850s. At one point, I thought about staying here tonight, but I just thought the name was absolutely hilarious. But there's got to be a story there. So I was dead wrong about being on a dirt road all day. So we are on Highway 14, US 14, for 5 miles, and it is a very much paved 2-lane road. And it's still super beautiful, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy to not be bumpy for a few minutes at least. We're on our way to Porcupine Falls. Okay, I'm just minding my own business, driving on this beautiful road. See a guy pulled off to the side. No big deal, just look over to see if, everything is okay. And all I see is him bending over in his bare butt because he's changing his clothes. Can you not just go behind the other side of the car? What the heck? Yes, we're out in the middle of nowhere, but there's still a little bit of decency, right? I didn't need to see that. I read in one of my travel guide books that this is Route 14A, and the book said, just remember, A is for awesome. Well, I can't really argue. A is for awesome. It's really beautiful. I love the rock formations. Look at this one coming up. Giant thing up there. Thank you, Lord, for a gorgeous day. Thank you for all of was an unexpected part of the day. We just saw a couple thousand sheep crossing the road and going up the mountain. So I just met this guy who pulled over also. He was from New York and has been here before, and said that there's actually a couple 100,000 sheep in this area and shepherds, and just came across the shepherd, actually, sheep herder on his horse with his two sheepdog. How cool is that? You just don't know what you're going to see, and I love that. And maybe you're not tickled by these things, but this is the stuff that I just love. We've had a lot happen this morning, and it's not even noon yet. On with the day.
Okay, Lex and I are taking off on our first real Wyoming hike. We're headed to Porcupine Falls. I can hear the water. It's only a half a mile hike, but it's all downhill to get to the waterfall. 440 feet down, and then another 440 feet back up. So we're going to check it out, but we're definitely at the top of a beautiful canyon. So let's go see what it looks like.
So I'm always amazed by this workmanship that has to go into creating these trails. This one so far it's just a lot of steps, and I think it's going to be a lot of steps till we get to the bottom. Okay, this is Porcupine Falls, just rolling out of this canyon. Okay, I think it's 200 feet down to the bottom, and there's a pool down there, so we are going to continue on and check it out. Lexi found a new place to swim. What do you think, Lex? Pretty great, huh? Okay, the falls was amazing. The hike back up was hard, and we met some fun people along the way, which I'll tell you about in a bit. But now we are doing what is either a 4 or a 6 mile hike, just a couple miles down the road to Bucking Mule Falls, which is a 550 foot drop. So pretty psyched about that, and I think I'm more psyched about the fact that we don't have to hike down to the bottom of it and back up. So this is a really pretty trail. We're just getting started, so let's enjoy the afternoon. So pretty. We are very high up. And there is a 600 foot waterfall down there. Okay, we are way up here. Bucking Mule. Wow, what a freaking afternoon. Just never know what you're gonna see. You don't know who you're gonna meet. You don't know what's gonna happen. And let me just tell you, friends, that I found an abundance of wonder around the bend today. And it's still only 5 o'clock. I'd found lots of it by noon. So today's turned out to be about people as much as incredible scenery, and we've had plenty of both. So I met these 4 lovely ladies, Wyoming ladies, who were on a little mini girls trip. They're all ranchers' wives. They just sort of let Lexi and I hike along with them today, and they were fascinating. I just loved them. They all ended up buying a book by the time it was all said and done, which cracks me up. And I have this picture of them. And I hope that they will stay in touch and leave a comment or follow me on Instagram or something so that we can stay in touch. I thoroughly enjoyed our conversations, and I learned a lot about ranching. And really what I learned is that I don't know anything about ranching. So shout out to the ladies, Laura, Kyle, Patty, and Cindy. You guys made my day. It was so much fun hiking, and thank you for letting Lexi and I tag along with you. So of course it's rare that a day goes exactly as planned, and that would be the case with this one as well. So Lexi and I pulled into our campground where I was hoping to stay tonight. None of it felt right. So we're tired and we're hungry, but we ditched, and that's okay. If I hadn't paid for it, it was all of $7. If I had, but we found another campground, and hopefully this one is going to be the ticket. We are going all the way into the town of Lovell, which we weren't planning on doing until tomorrow, which is fine. It was only another 20 minutes, and there are 2 campgrounds in and around town. Anyway, all this to say, trust your gut, right? So you have to trust your gut when you are solo road tripping. If something doesn't feel right, don't do it. Just leave. And that's what we did. And it wasn't scary, but it gave me, like, I was sure that I wasn't supposed to stay there. And so we are in search of a better place. So we're still in search. The 2 places in Lovell were an absolute no-go. One just looked like a dumpy parking lot. I'm not even sure it was the right place, but I did see an RV parked there. The other one was a city campground and had about 6 spaces. Felt very awkward, right in the middle of town. Not for me. Not a lot of options. It's 6:45. So ironically, we are headed out of town, and we're going to a place that I have had on my list for 3 years as a place to go, Buffalo Bill State Park. And I had decided against it at some point because it just didn't seem perfect. And when I was planning, I was looking for perfect. Guess what? I'm not looking for perfect anymore. I'm looking for safe, comfortable, someplace that's not full, and someplace that is also not scary. We're going to drive an extra hour, which I don't care. It's a beautiful day. I'm exploring, whatever. I don't care if we're driving an extra hour. As long as I can put up my tent in the daylight. It's been an amazing day, so I'm not going to complain about having to forage a little here for a place to stay. Just a little insight into how these things sometimes go. Guys, I love a good tunnel. We're on our way to Buffalo Bill State Park. We are just about 4 miles away. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's a triple tunnel. Ooh, this is a big one. My goodness. Look at that, you guys. Wow. Oh my gosh. What a view. Okay, so when I looked at this on the map and read about it, I decided it was not a good choice. That just goes to show you that research does not always give you the real deal. Guys, I think it's going to be okay. So, Buffalo Bill State Park. This is where we ended up. I'm actually filming this in the morning because we didn't get here until after dark, or very close to dark, and I do not love putting up my tent in the dark at all. It's super frustrating. The bugs were bad. It was not good. But this is our epic view. So not everything goes right in one day, but it all works out. So this whole thing, this is why I talk so much about solo road tripping. It's why I am so passionate about it. It's not just a checklist or a trip that you check the box of. It's a way of seeking freedom and wonder and just really experiencing all that creation has to offer. And it's just so addicting. If watching this has stirred something inside of you, it could be curiosity, it could be longing, it could be excitement, it could be a little bit of nerves, right? And you're just wondering, like, how do you get started with this whole thing? Then please do check out the Going Solo Quick Start guide that I mentioned. I will link it below. It will give you clarity, confidence, calm, all the things. And if you're already on your way and you're already a solo road tripper, then thanks for spending a little time on the road with me. And Lexi and I hope that we will see you on the road.